to be acknowledged on Mother's Day? Wow, why is that so?
Because I'm a mother.
Because your mother. Let's do Mother's Day a little bit, real quick. Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry. What must we do? Flee from idolatry. We gotta stop trying to make ourselves idols. So we should be talking about Mother's Day next week. You should be looking forward to those gifts next week either. Because he encouraged his sons to be what? To be involved in idolatry. Because on that day, your son's gonna idolize you as a goddess. What does God say about idolatry? Does he like love idolatry? Does he love when people idolize themselves? No, he doesn't. So it's just like on your birthday when you feel entitled. Today's my birthday, you gotta buy me something, man. You know people feel entitled on their birthdays? Like you can do nothing wrong, they become their own God. You know, people say that I didn't get married because I'm not ready for marriage. But you got a child. So wait a minute, hold on, you got children. So how are you ready for children but not ready for marriage?
Because he died,
the guy died. So but that's different, that's a different excuse now. You can say, okay, I'm not married because my partner died. You can say that. But don't say you're not ready for marriage but then you're ready for children. That makes no sense, man. You understand what I'm saying? So now, being unmarried, what example are you actually setting for the youngster?
I'm trying with the education, right?
Okay.
Like what they do to maintain him as a sick parent.
But are you talking to anyone right now, any gentlemen? Okay, you're singing right now. Okay. Because one of the issues would be him constantly seeing different men in his life. One time this month you tell him, hey, this is your father, but this is your stepfather. Then 6 months later, this is another one. Now we can't be living like that. That's what you call, what? What do you call that? Boredom. You call it, that's a promiscuous lifestyle. God says as a woman you're supposed to stick to one man. Right? Didn't God say that? Give me Hebrews 13 and verse 4. Let's see how important marriage is. Check this out, young man. The book of Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all. Don't you want to get married one day? Don't you want your wife to be like young man? Describe your wife. Let me see if the mother been giving you some tips on what to look for in women. If she been saying, if she's a loudmouth woman, would you like her? You like loudmouth women? So you won't like that, right? What about if she's dressed in short clothing? Would you like that? No. So in your mind, you gotta envision a woman dressed modestly and quiet in speech. A lot of women, Colossians, what is that, 4 and 6? Colossians 4 and 6. A lot of women don't know how to speak to man. That's why they chase the man out of the house. You see, the man can't stay home. He goes to work early in the morning, he comes home late, and he comes home drunk. So all you gotta do is shower and take the bed. So you gotta deal with the woman. Why? Because she got a big mouth. A lot of women had good men, you know. Good father figures for the children. The man, he was one. Well, you chased the brother out? Did you do that?
No.
So what?
He passed away.
Okay, you're a good man. Okay, bring what you got. Book of Colossians chapter 4 and verse 6. Let your speech be always with grace. Read again. Let your speech be always with grace. This is an admonition to the women. Let your speech be always with grace. Seasoned with salt. Seasoned with what? With salt. You ever had food and then your conclusion is all this food needs is a pinch of salt. That's what the Most High God talking about. Sister, you all right, but all you need is to bridle that tongue a little bit. If you can control that mouth, we're going to be all right. So young man, you don't want a loud mouth woman. You want a woman that's quiet in speech and is submissive to you. Because you see yourself as a leader, right? And as a head. That's who you are. When you become older, you got to take care of mommy as well. You understand? And say, hell with Mother's Day, mommy. We teaching Mother's Day, you know. Why is that so? Should your son obey you one time of the year? All the time. So when people talking about Mother's Day, you got to stick up kids talking about they celebrated Mother's Day. And they're breaking into Granny's house. They're breaking into Mother's house and robbing from them. And they say, oh, we honor Mother's Day. Would you like to be acknowledged on Mother's Day? Wow, why is that so?
Because I'm a mother.
Because your mother. Let's do Mother's Day a little bit, real quick. Give me Luke chapter 11 and verse 26. Because I'm going to show you the scriptures where a woman wanted Christ to glorify his mother. She was like, hey, Christ, can you celebrate Mother's Day with me? Let's see what Christ said about that. Read what you got. 26. The book of Luke, chapter 11, verse 26. Then goeth he. And verse 27. Verse 27. And it came to pass, as he spake these things, a certain woman of the company, here goes the certain woman of the company, lift up her voice. and said unto him, Blessed is the womb that bare thee. You see what the woman was telling Christ? Christ, blessed is the womb that gave birth to you. In other words, Christ, let's glorify Mary a little bit, because you know Mary's his mother. And who's Christ's father? No. Christ and Jesus is the same person. I thought you all got that one. Mary is the mother. Who is Christ's father? Wow. So wait a minute. Single parent household is so heavy in our mind we can't even envision Christ getting a father. Christ's father was Joseph.
Right.
That was his earthly father that had sex with his mother and conceived Christ. So Christianity doctrine of immaculate conception is garbage and I'm going to be laid to rest. You understand? Christ had an earthly father. We're not teaching single parent household. We don't support that. We teach nuclear family, husband and wife with children.
Right.
But she was saying what? Let's start up. Blessed is the womb that bare thee, and the paps which thou hast sucked, and the breasts that nurse you to bring you up to this age. Go ahead. But he said, Yea, Christ responded, Yea, rather blessed are they that hear the word of God and keep it. But rather blessed are they that hear the words of God and keep the commandments.
Right.
Give me James 1 and 22. So what is Christ saying? To hell with Mother's Day. What is more important is keeping the commandments. Your son must understand the law says, honor thy father and thy mother all the time. Not just on Mother's Day. Because we have a lot of disrespectful children that want to give their mother a part or a show on Mother's Day. All year they talking to the mother. But the blood party they come on Mother's Day. Read what you got. Watch this. The book of James chapter 1 and verse 22. But be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. Hear that, sister? But what? Deceiving your own. But be ye doers of the word and not hearers only. So Christ was trying to get that message over to the system. You got to do the words of God, not just hear it. So we don't do Mother's Day. We do what? Honor the Most High God's commandments. Because God even told us you can't repay. You think, I forgot his name. What's your name, young man? You got a fancy name, man. Shannon. You think Shannon can repay you for what you did for him? You think he'll repay you? Money can't bring back this clean out the pampers, the sucking the coal out of his nose. You understand? When you're sick, come open up under you. You understand? Sometimes you may have to let yourself undone so that he can eat. You think he can repay you for that? Give me that in Sirach 7. Sirach 7 and 27. I want to show you that in the Bible. God says he can't repay you for what you did. So we talking about Mother's Day. If you can't repay, pay the mother for what she did. Why are you celebrating Mother's Day? Just show the woman respect every day.
Right.
Give me this Sirach 7 and 27. The book of Sirach, chapter 7, verse 27. Honor thy father with thy whole heart. Honor your parents with your whole heart. You heard that, Shannon? Respect your mother with your whole heart. No back talk. No back chat. No mommy have a box shot. Because you got kids beating up mothers now. So eventually he's going to get taller than you. And looking at the side, he's going to get bigger than you. You may want to lay the hands on mommy. If the father is absent, who's going to discipline him at that time? You see why the father is important, sister? Imagine you short, 4 feet, whatever, trying to buck up with Shannon at that time. You can't let that happen. So God says we got to do what? Honor thy father with thy whole heart. Teach him from a young age to always respect his parents. Regardless of his status, regardless of his height, regardless of his age. Go ahead. And forget not the sorrows of thy mother. Don't forget the sorrows. You mean like your mother went to bed crying? Crying! Because she don't know what the meal is going to be like tomorrow. She don't know she's going to stay in the school tomorrow. Forget not the sorrows of your mother. The pain she went through in giving birth. Because you didn't have to birth to give birth. Oh, you have to do a C-section then. And that's like 50-50. You can die during a C-section. You know that, right? Don't forget the sorrows that your mother went through. Go ahead. Remember that thou was begotten of them. Remember that you were begotten of your parents. They gave birth to you. Go ahead. And how canst thou recompense them? You hear that, man? And what? And how canst thou recompense them? And how can you pay back your parents? You can't do that. You can't pay back your parents for what they did for you. So what is God telling you? Respect them. Right? So we should be talking about Mother's Day next week. You should be looking forward to no gift next week either. Because you're encouraging your son to be what? To be involved in idolatry. Because on that day, your son's going to idolize you as a goddess. What does God say about idolatry? Does he love idolatry? Does he love when people idolize themselves? No, he doesn't. So it's just like on your birthday when you feel entitled. Today's my birthday, you gotta buy me something, man. You know people feel entitled on their birthdays? Like you can do nothing wrong, they become their own God. And the Most High God is against them. Can we get it in 1 Corinthians 10? Let me show the people something real quick. So today is the Most High Sabbath day. Shannon and his mother, y'all should be buying nothing today. It's God's Sabbath day today. There's no buying and selling on the Sabbath day. So your man, you gotta wait until you get home to eat. Don't encourage mommy to sin. You understand that? So you can bear your chair until you get home. I want you to look at me. You can bear your chair when you get home? You sure? You know, mother? So you gotta leave the charges of buying nothing right now. Keep God's laws and live.
Right.
What you got? 10 and 12. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 12. Wherefore, let him that thinketh he standeth. Give me verse 14, sorry. Verse 14. Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry. What must we do? Flee from idolatry. We gotta stop trying to make ourselves idols. Think we something when we nothing. You know? The only time we become something is when we come into Christ. When we start living an honest life, a life mirrored after Christ. Walking after his commandments, you know? You got any questions? I see one of these. You got your own church? You got your own church, mother? You have your own church?
No, I'm going to get to the school.
You don't want a church? That's what I'm asking.
Yes, I don't want
I'm sure you're getting a different teaching from what we're talking about, right? You never already sticks in your church. But which one would you, if you have to evaluate, which one sounds more interesting? So come out to the church then. That's what God is saying. Come out of the Christian church.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models.